Hello there, can I give you a reference number?
You can?
It's 618
Yeah.
6993
Right.
574.
Okay. What does that relate to?
It's regards to a letter that that the NHS have sent me.
Right, okay.
Do you have those details?
What's your name?
My name's Philip Jones.
Okay. And what is it you want to know, Philip?
All right. Do you have those details?
Oh, I won't have that in front of me. It would take me a while to find the letter.
I see.
If you just explain what it is.
My apologies. I was under the understanding that if I gave a reference number, that
well, I could find it, yeah, but it may take me a little while.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I was just under the understanding that if I give you a reference number, it just actually shows you how ignorant I am, because I thought if I just give you the reference number, you punch it in a computer and up it pops. That's what I thought.
Oh right, no.
Okay. It's just in regards to a letter from Sue Tolland.
Right.
Which is the manager.
Yes, that's right,
the intake. She's wrote to me regarding. She says in a recent letter dated the 26th of March. It goes on and it says, my colleague, Mr. Chris Slight, senior social worker, has advised me that you are concerned about where there has been no contact since our initial visit to me on myself on July 2011.
Right.
And I'm just a little bit confused because obviously they've wrote to me previously. They've already explained that there's nothing could be done and there is no problem. That was all water under the bridge. That part had been sorted out.
Okay.
But what's happened is obviously Sue's wrote to me again. And felt the need to mention this chap, Mr. Chris Slight.
Right.
I presume Chris Slight was one of the people that came out to see me.
Yes, he would have been. Yeah, that's right.
I understand that now. That's fantastic.
I think you had a query, didn't you, a little while ago, wondering who it was who did come.
Yes.
I guess she's explaining that. I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I didn't ask. My query, my query wasn't obviously about that. I mean, obviously, because you must understand, this is the first time I've heard of this guy, Mr. Christopher Slight.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So now I'm on the understanding. He was one of the gentlemen that come to visit me.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but because this is the first time, obviously, I'm understanding this. Because obviously, I don't know whether you might remember. It was nearly a year before the mental health people got back to me about the original query. It was a year. Yeah, it was that long. But obviously, it's all sorted out now as you know, as why.
Right.
As why
why they came.
As why you could.
That's good.
Yeah, because it's written in the letter here for the first time, telling me that it was Cambridgeshire Police that originally made the inquiry, which is why they came round. And the mental health unit, I've never admitted that before. They've never explained that before. But it's been explained in the letter now.
Yeah.
Just one more query regarding this.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mr. Christopher Slight actually came out with somebody, a doctor.
Yeah.
And obviously, my original inquiry was to understand that doctor's position, who that doctor was.
Yeah, that was. I'm pretty sure it was Dr. Barando. He's a consultant psychiatrist here at Agenoria.
Doctor who? Sorry.
Barando. B-R-R.
Yeah.
A-O-N-D-O. Yeah, because I think they came together, didn't they?
They did come together, yes.
Yeah.
Because obviously it was quite a secret. But two more police officers who came out to investigate this.
Yeah.
Were a little confused because as I was telling them that these two people could be bogus, they were sort of like giving the impression that that they didn't believe me, and I told them a whole host of stuff. That these were the second police officers, because it was the first police officers that sent Mr. Christopher Slight and that Dr. Brand first
right.
out, yeah. But
Yeah.
the second officers, because of the lack of communication, amongst many other things, they didn't quite understand what I was saying, because I was trying to explain, well, these guys could be bogus.
Yes, yeah.
But as it's been proven now that they're not bogus,
No.
yeah, and it was just in terms of Dr. Barando. Is there any way of me getting some more information on this gentleman? It's not. I'm not being picky or anything. It's just in regards to my records. Is he a doctor with your unit?
Yes. Well, consultant psychiatrist.
Okay, a consultant psychiatrist. So he's never been positioned anywhere else. He's never come from anywhere else to deal with this.
Oh, I wouldn't really know on that, I'm afraid. Yeah, no, I couldn't help you on that.
All right, yeah. Because what's confusing me is that when Suze wrote to me, she's just mentioned the name Mr. Christopher Slight.
Yeah.
She's never mentioned the psychiatrist's name.
Right.
But because obviously Chris Slight is just going to do the. He's not going to be making the analysis, because it wouldn't be right for a psychiatrist to just turn up and say, "Oh, look, you're crazy. He's crazy. She's crazy."
No.
So they've always got to be assisted. So obviously, Chris Slight didn't make any kind of analysis. It was Dr. Barada.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes,
and,
I do.
And just for my records, it would be interesting, because obviously. No disrespect to yourself or Sue Holland, because it has absolutely nothing to do with you,
No.
Christopher Slight. It has nothing to do with Dr. Barado. But obviously, this is going to become a legal matter sometime in the future, because of the impact it's had and the embarrassment it's caused for no reason whatsoever. There has lies been told between departments, that that is a fact, as we're discovering now, as more of this is getting unravelled. So in terms of Dr. Barado, you have no information on him whatsoever?
No, I mean, all I know is obviously that he works here. I mean, I wouldn't be in a position to be able to tell you anything, other than about his history, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Can I ask? Do I have any kind of legal or entitlement right to find any kind of information on a psychiatrist who's made an analysis, or who's come to analysis on myself? Do you know?
I don't really know. I mean, the only thing I can suggest is if you speak to him yourself.
Okay. How would I arrange that?
Well, I could ask him if it's possible for him to ring. I mean, if that would help at all.
Yeah, it would help, because then obviously it would clear things up in terms from a legal perspective.
Right. Okay. Well, I can certainly ask him if that is a possibility.
Well, yeah, because obviously I don't know whether you might recall or whether you may know, there's a lot of mystery surrounding this.
Right.
Because the police in a million years should never have sent the mental health round.
Right. Okay.
They know it. I know it. We all know it. And it's caused great embarrassment to myself regarding, especially something else this is running in in line with of a previous incident. So you must look at it from my perspective. It's incredibly embarrassing for two mental health officers to turn up at my house and start mentioning my previous name.
Right.
And then declaring that I go, by many names. Yeah. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You see, all of this needs cleared up. I mean, this isn't finished yet, unfortunately.
Right.
Because I need some closure on this, especially from a legal perspective, because turning up and then causing all that dramatic stress and ridiculousness. I mean, like I said, they came to a conclusion. Is that correct?
Well, I would imagine so. I mean, to be honest, I don't know anything about the details of it. All I can recall is that you did phone before, but obviously I wouldn't be privy to any details.
Okay. So we can. So I don't have to talk to you. No disrespect, but so I have to speak to the right people. Who could I speak to clear this up?
Well, I imagine that it probably would be Dr. Brando. I mean, if you want to, if you want more information on the assessment that was done, I guess that would be the person, really.
Well, obviously the police should never have done this. This is where I'm coming from here.
Well, it's probably the police then in that case that you need to, speak to if they instigated it and you're not happy about it. Then.
Well, what would you be?
Well,
if the white jacket men could come to your house unannounced and start making a psychological assessment, you'd be a little bit.
Well, that's fair enough.
You would be upset, wouldn't you?
It sounds to me like probably it is the police that you need to speak to then, really.
Yeah, and don't worry, we'll get to them eventually. We will get to them. But in terms of Dr. Barado's assessment, I think if we can wrap this up with a phone call or some kind of letter, just so I don't have to obviously ring in your office again and try and clear this up.
Yeah. Okay then.
Yeah. Do you understand?
What's your phone number then?
My number's 01945.
Yes.
861. 482.
All right.
But because obviously, I hate to reiterate, but they were called prematurely. They were called unnecessarily, and more worryingly of all, they already knew about this back in 2010.
Right.
So there was no need to call anybody out. It was meant to distract, it was meant to embarrass, it was meant to humiliate, and it was meant to put fear into myself from stopping talking out and speaking about what's been happening over the past couple of years.
Right.
But then again, that's not yours, Sue's, Chris's, or Dr. Bernardo's fault. That's got absolutely nothing to do with it. But the police were aware of this back in 2010, and that has already been proven.
Yeah.
And this will become a legal matter. So it would be best if I could speak to Dr. Bernardo.
Right.
I understand that's his name?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
How do you spell that again?
B-E-R-R.
B-E-R-R?
A-O.
A-O?
N-D-O.
Right, that's fantastic. When do you think I could hear from him, the earliest?
I'm not sure. I know he's very busy with patients, but obviously he'll ring you when he can.
Yeah, if you could pass this message on, because I just want to clear this up and get this over and done with.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. We can certainly, ask him. That's no problem at all.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, you've been very helpful.
Yeah, lovely.
Thanks a lot.
You.
Bye.
Bye.